Anytime.
Hi there, I am Carly, this is Jess, Nadia, and Nick, and we are the Water Stories and Biocultural Memory group from CSUMB. Over the course of the semester, we got the opportunity to create projects that collected water stories and biocultural memories with families and youth from District Hall Elementary School and the Nosotros Nos Coramos program at the Elkhorn Slough Foundation. We got to take 3 different Saturday trips. We went out kayaking in the Elkhorn Slough, our most recent one. We did a carne asada day at the outdoor classroom here, and then we also went on a hike out in Porter Ranch as our first outing. And throughout all of those outings, we were asking the families and the kids different questions that pertain to their memories with water, times when water had scared them or they felt connected to it or what they appreciate most about it, and then gave them the opportunity to turn those little bits of insight into artwork. And that is what we have displayed here behind us in the water tunnel. On the inside there's a few different posters that were kind of co-created with the families and with the kids over the course of the semester. We had a bunch of different activities as well that kind of ushered us along that process to turn those conversations into artwork, and a lot of that was led by Nick. So I'll pass it over to Nick to talk about a few projects.
Thank you, Carly. So initially, we were just trying to build a community. You know, a lot of our questions were kind of personal about what water means to you, how it affects you, and towards the end of the project, we found out a lot of people are actually afraid of water. So initially, the hikes were just about getting to know each other, what's important to them, what they wanted to talk about, and then post Saturdays, like the carne asada and things that Carly was talking about, we helped Juan with the after school program on Fridays. And yeah, that's when the activities came into place, because we realized that kids don't want to just formally be interviewed. There needs to be kind of a way to make it fun and still get the information that we need out of it. So we came up with like a couple of activities that were on the board where we wanted the kids to like look in the reflection of water of one of the ponds, kind of like a Pocahontas moment, Carly called it. And so when you you see yourself in water, what do you feel? What do you think? And just kind of make them think about things other than their interactions with water, but with like all this stuff is relying on water and trying to get that point across to them. We did role play activities where the kids made masks, and then those are some interesting videos. We asked them, how do you interact with water? Why is water important to you? So we got them thinking about the habitats, how just water is important to their outdoor classroom, and how unique this area is with the slough, Salinas River, and the dunes. Like, the sooner they realize that, the better chances we have of just keeping this stuff protected.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
But we also focused on what was in the water as well. One of our hot spots was the 2 ponds. We took time there to reflect with the water and with ourselves, but we also were able to collect samples and to see what was in there, get hands-on, really learn about. When you're learning about insects, it's kind of not interesting because you're not seeing them. Being able to grab and hold and to look at them, point out the different features and legs of the distinction and what made an insect and what made just the little microbes in the waters, and seeing all the different things that were living in there, it gets the kids way more interested than just showing on a whiteboard or showing in a classroom.
So they had an opportunity to see these little macroinvertebrates that are
macroinvertebrates.
Precursors to the adult insects.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Because we went up a couple times and we were able to see the eggs of the frogs and then the tadpoles, and then the tadpoles were gone and you'd assume that's where they went. So it was interesting to see, like, whoa, there's a lot more eggs this week, or there's a lot less eggs this week, and they saw the progression of those animals.
Cool.
Yeah.
Jess? Yeah. So I'm going to talk about how the relationship kind of changed throughout the semester. Nick brought up the point of how we didn't realize they were actually scared of the water, especially from like the families that we were hearing from throughout the hikes. We were able to ask them questions and they answered back with how they felt about water and different kind of memories they had related to like exciting times, sad times, happy times. I think throughout collecting those stories, I was definitely able to see the different relationships, especially from the beginning of the semester to the end, and how they were able to like open up more, and we were able to actually see how relationships like that can shift, especially when you're learning about it like firsthand. But those were a lot of like fun memories that we were able to collect.
It's nice that you had time to work with them
Yeah, definitely.
and get to know them and them
Yeah.
you.
The most important factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else anybody else wants to say at this time before I go in and see what the posters say?
I think it was so interesting to see the different generations. It was definitely
Yeah.
the thing, was the Fridays were just the kids, Saturdays were parents and the kids, and you could obviously see that a lot of our families are immigrants and they're telling us stories from Mexico and the different natural the different parts of nature there that we don't see here, or how much cleaner the resources used to be when they were little. So it was interesting to hear their stories from before in a different place versus their stories here with their kids in a different time. And I think that was my favorite part of the project.
Yeah.
I genuinely feel that as the days progressed too, the kids were actively thinking and talking about water a lot more than just the initial day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for me, I really enjoyed being part of a community that let us in so easily. There was a lot of days where we just kind of were so excited to be there, and like we would leave just really happy. There was a lot of like special like memories and moments that I will probably forever remember.
For sure.
So it really impacted you
Yes.
as
Yeah,
well.
definitely.
This whole event is kind of sentimental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send off.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, I don't know, what are your majors?
Yeah, I think we are all environmental studies major. I have a concentration in sustainable communities.
I think we all three do except for Nick.
Yeah, he's more education focused.
Communication outreach.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it definitely changed my perspective, and I didn't think I wanted to be on the ground. And you definitely have a perception that if you want to teach kids, you have to be in the classroom, and that's not the case. Juan's taught us that like you can be anywhere and teach kids at any time, and even interacting a couple times, they know so much. They were teaching us things that we didn't even know about this place because they know more about the outdoor classroom than we even do.
Teaching us Spanish. as
Teaching
well.
us Spanish, teaching us things, like they really wanted us to learn and we wanted them to learn with us. So I think the mutual respect and mutual communication of we're both learning and growing at the same time is something that the kids really value, and it helps them to grow too.
Yeah.
And we grew, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh,
in
I definitely did.
a few short months, we're definitely not the same
Yeah.
people.
Well, thank you very much. It's very insightful and very exciting. So I appreciate your time.
Thank you.